don't know what we're doing when it comes to using our world or the products in it correctly, as this list is about to show you. How we've lived all of these years not knowing what we're doing with the things we use all the time, we don't know. But we're here to let you in on these little secrets so that you can stop looking like a fool. Here we go. This is everyday things you're probably using wrong. Number 17, toilet seat covers. Did you know that there are right and wrong ways to put on a toilet seat cover? Well, if you didn't, you do now, and you better pay attention. The flap on the cover is meant to face toward the front, as you can see in this picture, which helps prevent accidentally sitting down on a bare seat after dragging the cover into the bowl. Some don't even poke the flap to release the end that is meant to be released. This allows the flap to dangle down into the water, and once the water's flushed, it pulls the whole cover down and you don't even have to touch it. Number 16, killer floss. Now, have you ever gone to floss your teeth and thought that you were going to either slice through your fingertips with a fine string or pinch off so much blood that you were probably going to need an amputation? Yeah, we've all been there, and you're not alone. Some brilliant mind out there came up with this solution for that exact problem. And now that you've seen this, if you remember, you'll be able to save your fingers from the strangulation. Just tie it into a complete loop, and you'll never have to hold those pesky, slippery ends all wrapped around your fingers again. Number 15, helping handle. We all realize that we can hang out pots and pans with a hole in the handle, and many of us probably do. What most of us don't realize is that the hole can double as something else, something extremely helpful, a spoon holder. We all know the feeling. You're stirring your soup or your pasta or whatever else, and then the oven goes off and now you need to get your garlic bread out, but you have nowhere to put your spoon without creating a disaster. Well, voila, problem solved. What would we do without the internet? Number 14, Toblerone. There's no denying that this candy bar is delicious, but have you ever noticed that it seems darn near impossible to break off just one clean piece? Well, that's because throughout all these years, you've been doing it wrong. To break off a single bit, pull the piece in toward the bar itself, not out and away from it. Who would have thought that the solution was that simple? And to think, all of these years, we've all cursed Toblerone for the shape they decided to make their candy bars. Number 13, juice boxes. If you have kids, you'll know that giving them any kind of food or drinks can be a significant problem, as they're not the cleanest and careful little beings. Did you know that juice boxes actually have some small tabs on them that, whether put there on purpose or not, can help your child hold on to it more efficiently and can assist in stopping spilling? Just pull the little tabs that are stuck down on the sides up and hand it over to your kid and watch, but still hope and pray they don't make a mess. Number 12, something we should all know. Picture a plunger. Picture the plunger you remember seeing in your house as a kid, and perhaps the plunger you even have now. Well, did you know that a lot of people have no idea that they're using the wrong plunger for their toilets and that you might be one of them? We bet you pictured a plunger that looks something like this, a cup plunger, when we asked you to think of one earlier. But did you know that this is not the kind you're actually supposed to use for your toilet? A cup plunger is actually the plunger that you would want to use on your sink if you happen to get a clog in there. What you see in this picture is the kind of plunger that you should be using on your toilet. A flange plunger is the type of plunger you want if you're looking to fix your problems fast. Number 11, How did we never think of this before? You know that feeling when you drag the vacuum all the way out to your car using extension cords, but then the cables keep unplugging? Or worse, did anyone have an electric weed whacker that needed to be plugged in? Well, we wish we would have thought of this a long time ago because it would have saved a lot of headaches. Just wrap the cords around each other and create a knot by plugging them in together and the problem is solved. There's no getting out of this one, cords. Number 10, bobble straw. Have you ever decided to get fancy and drink your canned soda with a straw, but were then faced with the bobble straw effect? As the carbonation and fizziness bubble around inside the can, it pushes the straw upwards and threatens to throw the little plastic invader right out its mouth. Well, flip the tab on your can around, thread your straw through the hole and into the drink, and enjoy your delicious can of pop through your straw without having to worry about the old can throwing out your unneeded liquid tunnel. Number 9, small yogurt container. How much easier would it have been to know this a long time ago? Now, chances are that you've probably been eating certain Greek yogurts by scooping your toppings from one section and then swiping your spoon through the yogurt to get your desired mix. But you don't have to do that, you know? Once these bad boys are open, you can just fold them in half, the small side into the big side, just FYI, and your toppings go from the separate compartment to right on top of your yogurt. All you have to do from there is mix and enjoy. Easy. Number 8, soft drink lids. We've all probably lived our entire lives drinking soft drinks from cups at fast food and other restaurants, not knowing that the lids atop our delicious beverages can actually do double duty. You can either take your cover off or grab another and set it on the table, and guess what? Your drink will fit perfectly onto it, right in the round slot on top of the lid. Now, not all covers are the same and not all will work this way, but we bet if you pay attention in the future, you'll have a good old coaster far more often than not. Number 7. Tic Tacs. Yes, the world-famous mint pictured here, whose orange flavor is straight-up candy, is something we can, and probably have been, eating wrong. It's not that we're doing it wrong, per se, it's just that we didn't know about the little space provided on the inside of the lid for you to gently shake one single Tic Tac into, as you can see in this picture. Rather than violently jerking and shaking the pack to get a whole bunch, or none, just let one ease out onto its singular Tic Tac holder. Easy peasy. Number 6. Chinese takeout. We all know and love Chinese food, or you should if you don't. One remarkable thing about dining on Chinese is that they offer takeout, which allows you to take your delicious food home in those fancy little boxes. You always see people digging through the boxes with their forks or chopsticks, and the boxes are still intact, but that's just not using them to their full potential. The containers are designed so that they can fold out into a plate, so you can enjoy your food wherever you are, and then you can just reassemble the box. Good luck doing that origami with leftovers sitting in the middle of it, though. Number 5. The ketchup container. Do you know the little paper cups that fast food restaurants leave out next to the ketchup so that you can help yourself to the tasty tomatoey condiment? You can actually fold those out, as you can see that the paper is folded over upon itself all the way around the top, and suddenly you have a much, much larger cup. You quickly and easily multiply the space available to fill your ketchup with, and can successfully save more of the cups by filling up your unfolded cups rather than grabbing a bunch and being wasteful. The more you know. Number 4. Nut butter storage. Who here randomly craves PB&Js, or perhaps just a nice scoop of natural peanut, almond, walnut, or any other delicious butter like what you see in this picture every now and again? You'll know just how big a pain in the butt the butter of choice can be when it first comes to opening it and mixing it until its consistency is correct, right? You wrestle your knife or spoon to mix the thick treat as well as possible, almost breaking your wrist and giving yourself an aneurysm at the same time. But what if we told you that you didn't have to do that? Simply store your natural nut butter upside down, as this advises, so that if separation occurs, when you flip it to use it, it automatically begins to mix on its own, and this makes it dramatically easier to stir. Number 3. Keyboard problems. We've probably all seen, or at some point stumbled across, the feet that fold out on the bottom of a keyboard on the side farthest away from us, right? Did you know that if you're a decent typer who can blind type, or type without looking, you should keep the little feet in the upright and locked position as seen here? Because by having it angled, it can really mess with your wrists. The slight difference in angle can make a huge difference, especially if you work on the computer or spend a decent amount of time on one every day. So keep them down, unless you're one of those typers that has to look and poke at the keys. Then you can keep it up. Number 2. Way too much toothpaste. Everyone falls for the toothpaste ads on TV and the internet because no one can put anything on the internet that isn't true. No, we believe it because marketing is a game and toothpaste companies know how to play. On every commercial or ad we see for toothpaste, we see a nice, long caterpillar of toothpaste covering the entire head of the brush. But the truth is, if you read the directions, you only need to use an amount the size of a pea. A full toothbrush does look nice, but you also use 2 to 3 times as much toothpaste in a brushing, thus needing to buy 2 to 3 more tubes of toothpaste in the time you could still just be using the one. You see, marketers are smart. Number 1. Aluminum foil. This is something we did figure out already, although not that long ago. We spent a lot of years struggling and fighting the boxes of aluminum foil or saran wrap, and this one really is a lifesaver. There are literally little squares marked on the end of the box on a package of aluminum foil that tells you to press them to lock the end. But let's be honest, how many of us really read anything on any box? Probably not many. Well, now you can stop looking ridiculous trying to get a bit of foil or saran wrap for your foods or whatever else you use them for by just doing as the instructions ask. All of these things on this list could be a game changer if we remember to use, well, all of them correctly. Do you know how much easier life would be? Did any of these obvious fixes for a lot of our everyday problems blow your mind? If so, give this video a like, comment down below, subscribe to the channel, and watch out for fresh new videos coming every day.